What's James's dinner? So it's the Indian butternut squash dish there, and then just regular sort of Mexican tacos. Banana chocolate and mandarin banana, or whatever. And my salad is, there was a little bit of the dip left in this container, and so I just mixed in some 2 different kinds of cabbage and cauliflower and some tomatoes. Spirulina glucosamine salad smoothie, and I'm gonna put that into my salad because I forgot to do it. So I just brought this out because I might want to talk about it a little more. Welcome to Derry Complete First Season is really what we're going to be talking about today. And I don't know, James might have some books if that's okay, James.
I was sitting there thinking about Derry, and
yeah,
they use it kind of like a horror story name. It's there's a place in Northern Ireland called Derry, and on the official maps it's called Londonderry.
And I don't know. So yeah, these pants have these wonderful things on, even at the bottom here. Right here. So I'll talk about that a little bit. Oh, I should show you the back of this. This is fantastic. I love, I don't know if you can see it there, but the thing, when I have things that are crisscrossed, clothing that's crisscrossed, I love it, I love it.
Now, why is that? Can you explain?
I don't know why.
Oh, well, it makes for a fancy pattern.
It does. But like I think it's because once I had a pair of sandals that were the perfect pair of sandals.
They never slipped off.
They were so good, and they had crisscross pattern, and I had a tan line on my feet that was crisscross, and I loved it because I wore those sandals every day. But of course I wouldn't get the crisscross with this unless I wore this every day in the summer, and so I don't know, but I still love the crisscross stuff, clothing with crisscross. I'm not sure why. So anyway, both of James's smoothies I've added protein by adding Greek yogurt to them because and that's chocolate almond milk in that one.
And this one is
just water and mandarin and banana and Greek yogurt.
Okay, we'll see how this one goes. There is some banana in this one too, right?
Yes. Not enough?
No, it's just about right.
Okay.
But I probably just didn't catch you saying it, you know.
Yeah, that's banana chocolate.
Yeah, exactly right. Good. Yeah. I just heard the chocolate because I was wondering what had given it the brown sort of thing. It looked a little bit like what my mother used to drink trying to lose weight when she was much, much younger.
Yeah, well, it's a good way to...
Metricol, it was called.
Okay.
I don't know if they have it anymore.
That's weird.
Yeah. We were told, now don't you drink it.
Why?
And we were going...
we don't have to be told.
Oh.
Yeah. Why didn't she want you to drink it?
I don't know. Maybe she thought we'd waste it. It's probably very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a great secret formula for losing weight. This horrible tasting stuff. Well, you could eat anything that tastes horrible, and you're going to eat less of it, all other things being equal. So, yeah, Metricol. Don't try it at home, folks.
Yeah, well, anyway. So, I brought out both the spoon and the fork. I don't know what'll happen. So these pants.
Yeah. I like those pants, incidentally.
I know, I love them. But I really should wear them with a belt because they're kind of not wanting to stay up. That's the problem with these stretchy kind of jeans.
They get stretched out.
Well, they want to stretch themselves off of you too.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
I don't know. Anyway. So these jeans reminded me of, I remembered when I saw these jeans, I remembered a pair of jeans I had when I was little. Like I think my mom got them for me when I was about 12. And these kids in this, they're supposed to be 12, I think. And when you're 12, you're very conformist.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have jeans. Even though before I wanted to wear princess dresses all the time, or even white Russian dresses or whatever. I just loved dresses. But then all of a sudden, all the kids were wearing jeans, and I wanted jeans. And so my mom had a friend who, honestly, the friends that my mom had, and I guess this is probably common with a lot of really passive people, is people who aren't so passive end up taking advantage of them. And so my mom ended up, her friend had sewn on the beadwork or something, or whatever, something like this, right, onto jeans. And it was green. I didn't like green. Green was not my color. It still isn't. I don't like it. So it was green, sort of rhinestoney things that she'd sewn on. And they looked good. Just like these look good. But she wanted my mom to buy one of the pairs of jeans that
her
she
creations.
made. Yeah. And my mom, she couldn't tell the woman, well, normally we'd shop at the Salvation Army or something like that, because my mom would never want to tell people something like that. Whereas I'm perfectly fine telling people that. And so the jeans, I think they were something, I think the woman wanted $50 for a pair or something. And she was showing me, she wanted me to buy the pair with the green. She was very interested in me buying, and I was like, I don't like green. Do you have blue? Because that's the color I liked.
Yeah.
And still do, right? No, you'll look great in these. Oh, okay. So I tried them on, and I'm like, yeah, they do feel great and everything. And my mom's like, well, do you have them a little bigger? Because she's going to grow out of these right away. And the woman's like, no, they're perfect. Well, so because my mom had spent so much money on them, and I felt bad, and they weren't even, I mean, I didn't want green beads on them. But that's actually, now that I see these pants, that's what started the anorexia with me when I was young. Because I didn't want to grow out of those pants because my mom had spent so much money on them. So, what a friend she had. Anyway.
Well, sounds like an aggressive propagandist.
Yeah.
I can remember I went to buy a suit coat.
Yeah.
I think it's for my sister's graduation. And she was 2 years younger than me. But I went to an outfit in town. Not going to mention the name. But Leo was the guy's first name, the owner. I found something I could afford. And he said, let's try it on, okay? So they looked like clam diggers on my arms. So I said, great, pull. It was awful, I couldn't button them up. Oh, it's just great.
Oh boy.
God, he was a horrible, horrible person.
Yep. So.
Sorry about that.
No, that's great. So I wanted to wear these because I wanted to talk about that. So, I mean, if you're an aggressive propagandist out there, you won't care if you do something that makes a girl go anorexic, because you don't care about anybody else. But, so I don't really know why I told that story, because it really wouldn't help anyone. Anyway.
Aggressive propagandists are
You
too
can't
busy
guilt
out there.
them into anything, into behaving properly.
No, they're just out there spreading their nasty little gospel.
Yeah. Anyway.
And there are at least two different kinds. There's the political ones, and then there's the people who are selling stuff for money, right? Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of political ones that say, "Oh, we're not like capitalists." Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm. You're propagandists. You're selling something, and you're hosers.
I remember why I brought this out again, because I kept forgetting to talk about this. I wrote it down. If I had legs, talk about the umbilical cord symbolism.
Oh,
Duh. Why? How did we forget to do that? But
Well, we forget this. That's just the way it goes. No one ever said, here on this side of the camera, that we do things perfectly. I'm telling you, we do it better than pretty well anyone else out there.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get it straight from the shoulder, and but generally
Nobody's
in a nice
giving
kind
us
of way.
any money or anything to come up with nice reviews or bad ones or whatever.
In between ones.
Yeah,
whatever.
we're getting nothing for
Yeah.
this. So,
It's like a public service.
yeah.
We're like the public broadcasting system, but unlike it, it's not getting funded through government funding or whatever, so on and so forth.
So, the umbilical cord thing. A while back, we were watching a TV series, a mini-series with Patricia Arquette. Do you remember what the name of that one was?
It wasn't an umbilical cord. I'm
was
glitching
not.
on it, but it was a
Anyway.
while back, right?
It
Is that what you're saying?
wasn't that long ago. But
It was a recent one.
It
Oh, that one.
yeah,
Task. It started with a T, didn't it? Trash.
doubt it. Anyway,
I'm trying to help, but it was a one-syllable.
I was meaning to look that up today too, but forgot. So anyway, it was a story about it was well acted and everything too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So that was a different take on this, but a similar topic. So and it was based on a true story, whereas this one, no, this one's fictional. But the one that was this might have been inspired and telling the different side of how things could happen or whatever. I don't know, because this may be there might be girls out there that want to keep being the baby, right? And not eating like food on their own. So I'm not sure, but because I mean, there's no way that I would have if one of my parents had said, like my dad, he would literally beg me to eat. He'd say, "I'll cook you whatever you want, anything you want, please eat." Then I wouldn't, It made me feel very strong. I'm not eating, but there would have been no way that I would have let them surgically feed me. So
just tell me, wow, that's amazing.
yeah, that would have no way. So that's a different thing. I don't really understand this entirely, but I guess this happened with in the Patricia Arquette miniseries. That
In
was
real life.
that was a real story, or based on a real story. I don't know how much of it was made up. You can't know really, but anyway, in that one, it was an umbilical cord kind of thing. The symbolism too, right? Definitely. You have both were being tube fed, the tube directly into the abdomen, and with that, the symbolism was not as clear. With this, it was they made it very clear that that's. But with the one with Patricia Arquette, it was obvious that that's what it was. You saw Patricia Arquette bathing the little girl in the sink, which she's way too big for that sort of thing. And why would she do that? But there she is. She's doing it, and different things, treating her like a little baby, right? And she's pushing her around in the wheelchair, which is like pushing a stroller. And whereas this one, it's not like that. The little girl, she thinks she has some sort of mental problem. She thinks that food, she doesn't want to eat. Food's too squishy. And she obviously has other worries. She keeps asking her mom, are we going to die? Are we going to die? Right? Like when it's no reason to freak out like that.
Hard to answer a question like that because ultimately we all do, but it's generally not an immediate threat. We hope.
And so the woman in this, she's forced to be calm all the time and not panic, because the daughter, she's going to panic really easily. And there's the hole in the ceiling, which is also, it's like kind of like an umbilical cord hole. Like they show it, right? They show looking at the umbilical cord, looking at the hole in the abdomen. And so you can see what's going on with that. So
you can do that in movies. They don't do it much. Speaking of eating, Someone doesn't have
Yeah.
an eating disorder.
Our little friend, the downy woodpecker's back.
I think it's the female
That's
that's
nice.
hammering on.
You're right.
That's good.
Yeah. It's nice to see they're here. So,
They say when they tap, well, it's with the flickers, but it might be with the woodpeckers. When they tap loudly, that's just a message, either mating or get lost, territorial. When they tap softly, they're going after bugs.
yeah.
This is soft, right?
Yeah, they're going after insects for sure. Yeah. Maybe
nice.
that's why my angels didn't want me to get into those chainsaw pants and get a chainsaw, because they said, no, you keep that tree
Keep
standing
that
for
tree there. It's got some holes in it.
Nope. It'll
And that was
attract some
before the
downies.
woodpeckers turned up.
Yep.
But there's something about woodpeckers. These small ones, downy ones,
Oh, we
they're
love
just
them. They're
so
sweet.
relaxing.
Yeah. Very nice. They
Like
have
the-
such soulful eyes too. When you
Yeah,
feed
when you
them
feed
by
them, they
hand and they
stand
look up at
looking
you,
at
they're
you,
oh
yeah.
so sweet.
Very trusting.
So welcome to Derry. Now, while yesterday we reviewed The Running Man.
Kind
And-
of, sort of.
Sort of.
I wish I could have done more justice to it.
Yeah,
But,
he meant to do more. He wanted to.
But we got short of time.
Yeah, so we
And-
might talk about it today, even though it's not here. But it doesn't matter.
It's not as though it was deserved.
No.
Good justice. It deserved to.
But
To do
here,
it
I mean,
justice,
The
it-
Running Man, it wouldn't have had that Che poster. It wouldn't have had the whatever in the original story. That would have been added.
Presumably.
Yeah, Stephen King wouldn't have put that in.
Well,
And
are you
again,
telling me that was a Stephen King?
that was a Stephen King.
Holy smokes! Yeah.
And
I got it.
this is a Stephen King, but this, I mean, it's based on the Stephen King It,
Yeah.
which I've read, and this is not. This is just something that they've spun out of it, kind of thing. And they did a good job. It was very entertaining, and the special effects were good and everything. Sometimes, like, I didn't really appreciate it when, I guess they were happy with the special effects that they used, and they were like, oh, let's use the same sort of thing again then. Like the girl's father that was, you know, in the jar, pickle jar, whatever, the girl. Anyway, don't use that more than once. Just use it the once, and it was great, right? But using it more than once, it's like,
Starts to wear, I guess.
yeah, just stick with the once. And I realized, you know, you put so much work into making something, you want to use it more because you're like, oh, I did such a great job on this, whatever. But anyway, less is more. So, it's this. There were some things that bothered me a little bit. It was obviously rewritten to market an outdated concept of racism, but since this was set back in time when that was a legitimate issue in the United States, then that didn't bother me so much. It's just that that's being marketed right now. And so as far as marketing an outdated concept of racism in the United States, this is the way to do it, because this is a legitimate time when that was an issue, right? So
When there was serious racism.
yeah.
There are places where there still is in the United
Oh,
States,
sure.
but generally, no, don't try to sell that to me.
Yeah. So, now I have some other things that kind of bothered me. Female native warriors 400 years ago? Really? I mean,
Okay, maybe they'd find one nation or tribe. as
one
it used to
tribe
call
that
it,
did that.
Had kind of Amazons. No, the Greeks had this story about a group of women, tribe, I don't know what you call it, where the women fought. Amazon means without a breast. So in order to shoot their bows, they cut one off.
Yeah, but
But
this
I
is
don't think they
America.
existed. You know?
It's America.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I don't think the Amazons existed. They might have been guys with long hair or something like that.
So again, that is, you know, this time this is a more this is more of a problem, because with the whole female warrior trying to market, oh yeah, the native groups, they were, they had female warriors, girl power, whatever, you know, way more advanced societies that way or whatever. That's ridiculous. I mean, I believe strongly in Native rights, but I believe strongly in actually being honest about what's the point in it's patronizing. If you're,
It is.
yeah, look at what a group is like, and say, okay, well, this is what reality was for. Like James had a lot of Blackfoot friends, and they'd tell him all sorts of things, like I guess if a woman was too uppity, they'd cut the tendons here so her head had to hang down. Yeah, it's really empowering for women.
That doesn't come from me. Purebred Blackfoot. And this guy was not funky. He, I think, eventually got a master's or something like that. I don't know.
So don't try to sell that to people. It's, I mean, the
I've forgotten the other
native
thing that he
groups
mentioned, but
would be offended by that too, because a lot, if a native group is, if they have a certain belief system, that like not everyone, you may think that, oh, gentle people, peace, love, and flowers, they're great, and that's like the perfect kind of person. Well, another group will be offended if you say that that's what they're like, because they really believe, they think that the perfect people, they're warriors, big strong men or whatever, right? And so you just have to accept different cultures are different. And if you're trying to be supportive of a different culture, you don't lie about it. You tell the truth about it, and you accept them for who they are. Anyway.
as individuals. But as soon as they start ganging up with other individuals and start hammering down on other people, culture, that type of culture, has to give way to individual rights.
Okay.
That's the way it has to be in a democracy.
So in this story, whites killing blacks, whites not caring about their children. Let them go get beat up by bullies without stepping in to help them. Whereas the one African American woman who was educated, and she stood up for, she knew about the law and stuff like that. She helped people out. She stepped in to help a child that was getting bullied. And that really bothers me, because I took a history class. It was just the introductory
World history?
level of,
Western history.
Yeah, Western history in university. And it was taught by a woman
Of color.
from Jamaica. And one of the questions on the test, it was in the book, it was in the textbook, and one of the questions in the text was something like, did white people care for their children, or love their children back in industrial time, in Britain, industrial Britain, or whatever. And the answer was supposed to be no. And I wouldn't answer that. I was offended when I saw it in the text, and when we went over it, I was like, this is not right. You can't possibly say that. Just because children were having to go work in the mills and whatever, that doesn't mean their parents didn't care for them.
They didn't choose the social system that they were born into, and even more importantly, the economic system. The kids and the parents had to survive.
Yeah.
And capitalists tended to prefer employing women and children because they were more tractable. The children, not the capitalists. And the women, not the capitalists.
I mean, that'd be like saying, oh, well, slaves on plantations didn't care about their children because their children had to work.
They had to work. What's that about?
That's horrible.
They had no choice.
To think that. So, and to have this idea that you're having to parrot back on a test, that you're having in university, that's wrong.
You have
Wrong.
to understand when
If
you're writing
if
essays.
you're going to get the grade,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't. I would not do that.
When
So
you're-
it was going to cost me mark, and I knew it, and I.
When you're writing essays, it's because it's hidden. It's much more insidious and dangerous. It's better to have multiple choice questions. No other, not even fill in the blank, not even whatever.
Well, this was multiple
short
choice.
answer. Was it?
It was multiple choice,
Oh
and
my
I
gosh.
had to.
You understand they do the same thing with essays. At least you know where it's coming from when it's multiple choice. It's just out there naked. Whereas
Or
there's a lot of
maybe
hypocrisy
just
in
yes,
essays.
no, but in any case, you had to say they didn't care for their children.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't love them or care about them, whatever.
Stunning what you can find
Right.
in and you know, there was someone complaining in the library about Trump and Danielle Smith here in Alberta doing censorship in schools. I'm going, what? That's like in pre-university. They've been doing censorship in university like crazy since the 90s. You wake up and smell the coffee. I'm not saying one or the other are good. They're both bad. Bad, bad, bad. On the so-called left wing and on the right wing. You guys are bad, bad, bad people. Okay?
All right, so in this, they sort of borrowed ideas from other shows, and it worked. For the most part, the dagger is like my precious ring in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. It was having a sort of power over them eventually, whoever was holding it. The clown is now not only a fear vampire of sorts, right? Wanting to scare kids so that their feeds off their fear. But now a brain-eating zombie.
Okay.
And I don't remember that from the original. The time when this was set reminds one of Stand By Me, another popular Stephen King story.
Yeah.
Maybe
Is
the
that
most
set in the
popular
early
one.
60s too? Stand By Me?
60s or 50s?
Yeah.
I don't know, it reminds
Well, that song was put out in the early 60s, Benny King song.
Okay.
It used to be coasters.
I mean,
with
it
platters
reminded
and
me of. It probably
Yeah.
reminds everyone of that.
It's
so-
hard to tell the difference between the late 50s and early 60s. I mean, and really, you know, people think in terms of decades, but actually, I sometimes think that late 50s and early 60s were a decade. And then the Beatles came along, and you had the late 60s and the early 70s. That was a decade. Not so much the 60s, one whole thing, and the 50s, one whole thing, because before rock and roll came along, half the 50s went by, more than half, and it was like Johnny Ray, the little cloud that cried.
I thought the kids did a good job in this. I mean, it relies on child actors, and the story flows along pretty well. Preteen and young teen kids see the truth, are leaders who will save us. Basically, that's what I was thinking.
That's the Greta Thunberg story in things. But okay.
Yeah, because in the end, it didn't really make sense to me. Why did the dagger get passed on to these kids to bring to be buried by the tree? And it just didn't make sense to me. Why was it passed to them to do it? Why not anyone else or whatever? I don't know. African